Right. I feel like I need to get into the zone.
Energy is low.
You know?
You haven't been getting into the zone before now?
I'm ready now. Now I'm fucking riled up.
We've had like fucking 30 minutes of trying to rile you up.
Oh, man.
Stop unriling
It's just 30
them.
minutes. 30 minutes of listening to you talk is not 30 minutes of stimulating content.
Yeah, it's not, man.
Then we should stop this podcast right now then.
It's meandering movies, listening to Gary, Ryan, and Gavin. It's all about films, but goes off course. Will there be arguments? Of course, 'cause everyone knows their lives are dull and they have nothing else to talk about.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Meandering Movie Podcast, where we like to talk about movies, Alicia Silverstone, and why Gavin is so damn red. This week, we wanted to talk about something that's everyone's got their own one. Everyone, even people that say I don't watch movies, I'm not a movie person.
A PP or a vajayjay?
We don't have time to talk about why that's not true. Carry on.
Every single person, even if you're not a movie person, I think can probably relate to this topic. We're going to talk about the films that we loved growing up. And these aren't necessarily the films that when you were 4 years old, you watched on repeat. I mean, it might be, if that's kind of etched into your adulthood. But when I was writing my list there, I kind of realized these are films that I think I loved when I was a kid that have kind of stayed the test of time, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I suppose during this time of reflection and social
You're so
distancing,
obsessed with talking about coronavirus.
you can I'm just using it as a jumping off point for our topic, which is you can
Jump
sit at
off.
home. Trust me, I'm thinking about it every day. You can sit at home, you can put on the telly, and you can go on your favourite streaming service and search for those movies that you love to watch as a wee boy or a wee girl, and just think, oh, these are still wholesomely wonderful.
Yeah, because I had one film on my list, and I've gotten rid of it because I just think it's probably not. I mean, maybe I'll still talk about it, but it's one film in there that has not stayed the test of time. We've definitely talked about it on the podcast before. It's fucking
Is
abysmal.
it the Human Centipede too?
No, I loved that one as a boy.
That holds up.
But yeah, who wants to go first? Are we going to just bounce through like one each? Or are we going to just do
I mean, we should probably tell everyone who we are.
Oh, I always forget. It's even worse now that we're
People know
doing it
now.
online.
Come on, we're on like halfway through season 2. If you don't know by now,
We are not anywhere close to being halfway through season
Well,
2.
just in case, I
and
am
the
your
way,
main
and the way
presenter
energy's going, we
I'm
are
the main
halfway through
presenter
season 2.
and best boy Gary Copeland.
I am Xavier Red, Gavin Stewart.
Ryan.
Good. And you're listening to us on the Meandering Movie Podcast, which you should know by now.
Welcome.
Yeah, so, I mean, do you want me to kickstart this off?
Go for it.
Yes.
I think, so yeah, top of my list. This is my favorite film. It's like this topic as well came about because Disney Plus is obviously launched, and it's launched at a time where everyone is kind of stuck indoors or has a way more time. So Disney Plus launched,
And just for context, we are not sponsored currently by Disney Plus, but if Disney Plus would like to hit us up and get sponsored, give us a shout.
We love you.
That's meanderingmoviepodcast@gmail.com.
We love you, Mickey Mouse. But yeah, I went through the list, and I think one of the first things I watched, and it's just one of these things. I've got the Blu-ray. I've bought this film in so many different incarnations, but it's Beauty and the Beast, which
Okay.
oh man, I fucking love it. It's a great movie. I watched it as a kid. Why are you making that face? Well, come on, go on then.
I'm not making any
Go on,
face.
no, you go on, shit on it.
No, I'm not going to shit on it. This is your time. Go.
It's pretty good.
It's fucking great. I watched it a bunch as a kid. This is I think the Disney film that it was between that and Hercules. And I think Beauty and the
You chose
Beast.
so wrong.
How did I choose so wrong?
Hercules is miles better than Beauty and the Beast.
Man, Beauty and the Beast fucking is incredible.
I only saw Hercules
Hercules-
for the first time last year.
Hercules is great. Hercules is a great movie, but it doesn't they missed out. They don't have a villain song. James Woods doing a villain song as Hades would have rocketed that film into fucking perfection.
That is true.
That's a
You
fair
do
point.
get Danny DeVito singing "So You Want to Be a Hero, Kid," which is great, but
He also scratches his butt at one point.
he does also scratch his butt. Lol. But no, Beauty and the Beast, it's a heartfelt tale. It's got a fucking great villain song with Gaston. Can't go
is a
wrong with
good
that.
song.
Be Our Guest might be my all-time favorite Disney song. I think like the lyrics, just the general vibe of that song is incredible. It looks stunning. The dance scene with one of the really early uses of CGI, which does still hold up today, with the chandelier and the spinning camera. Like, it's just fucking great, and it's a heartfelt, beloved movie of mine that I love. Yeah, it makes me laugh, makes me cry.
How many times would you say you've watched Beauty
I
and the
have
Beast?
watched Beauty and the Beast so many. Beauty and the Beast, I think I watch once a year now, but before it was kind of like every couple of months.
Is there like a specific time of year you watch it, or is it just I want to watch it, so I'm going to watch it?
No, just pretty much when I want to watch it. Like, and now that Disney Plus is out, it's even better. I've just got it on demand, so like my viewing spike might go up.
It's going to go to 2 times a year.
You don't have to make effort to watch it anymore. It's just so easy.
Yeah,
just
it's
to
just
go.
there. But yeah, I just think it's great. I think that's what I mean. Like, I've got a couple of Disney films on this list. I was trying to avoid it because I thought,
Yeah, I've got loads.
I don't want to blow Disney's big trumpet. And we spoke about another one there already, Hercules, which is another fucking stunner. But both of these films, and you probably correct me if I'm wrong, Gavin, these were coming around during the kind of Disney renaissance of the 90s, weren't they?
Yeah.
So-
Because Disney had kind of...
Sure, it's not earlier.
They'd had...
Huh?
Sure, it's not earlier.
Well, Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
No, Beauty and the Beast was 91, I'm sure.
I think with Disney is something I always get shocked how early they are. Like yesterday, Sean and I were talking about the Jungle Book, and I was like, who knows when that came out? It's like 1967 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but that's what I mean. Like, Disney cornered the animated market, right? So 60s through to like 70s, 80s. Then
Beauty and the Beast was 1991.
there you go. And Hercules was 94, 95.
Hercules...
Might be later, 96.
Hercules... there's so many fucking... 97.
Oh, 97. I was not way off, but close. But no, like Disney cornered the market. They had a fucking boom with their animated films, and they Snow White, you're right, Jungle Book, Song of the South, everyone's favorite,
All paid for with Nazi gold.
Dumbo, Robin Hood. They all kind of came out and they were great. And then there was the dip where the animators went on strike. Was that what it was? Or there was like a loss of cash, and that's why Robin Hood is made from mostly recycled assets.
Yeah, like a lot of the stuff is you can just see it. Like scenes from the Jungle Book are then reused in Robin Hood, and just kind of recolored and
Rotoscoped over. And then they started to come up again, but they were still putting out the content that was popular in the 60s, 50s, whatever it is. And then the renaissance that they had in the kind of late 80s to early 90s is when they realized, oh shit, the kids that we were making for in the 50s aren't the kids we're making for films now, and they like revamped.
They all died during the war.
Well, yeah, and like they kind of completely revamped their style, and then we got these, what are probably defined as some of the all-time Disney classics: Aladdin,
Yeah.
Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast. People love Hercules as well, and the rest of them.
I think Hercules is one that just kind of gets forgotten about and overlooked, which I guess is fair. It doesn't
I
really
agree
have
it gets
this-
overlooked, but it's because it doesn't follow the kind of standard Disney format. Like there is no villain song. Like there's a few different things that happen in Hercules. Like I was watching it the other day. Well, I was thinking about it the other day. The other thing with it, like Hercules, the love story. Like there's no sad moment where you're gonna have a cry. Not really. Like. Because when Meg almost dies, you're like, she's not dead. She's the fucking love interest. If there was a secondary love interest somewhere in the film, maybe. But you're not going to kill off your actual love interest now, and then they don't. So like, there's no real
Also,
gut punch.
Baby Hercules is one of the cutest things ever, and Zeus is just he's a snack.
Zeus is great. You got Pain and Panic, one of them voiced by Bobcat Goldthwait.
Yes.
Hercules is great. Hercules is fucking phenomenally good, actually.
It might be the reason I get Disney Plus is just to go back and watch Hercules.
Do it,
7-day free trial, man.
7
All
Day
I've
Free
watched
Trial.
on Disney Plus so far is Moana, which I loved. I've never seen it
Moana's
before.
great.
But I also watched.
Moana, make way, make way.
I've just watched the intro to X-Men 2 a lot, where Nightcrawler like kills everyone in the White House, and that's it. First,
That's all you've watched.
Weirdly, I've also watched all 3 of the X-Men films since getting Disney Plus.
no, I didn't watch anything else apart from the Nightcrawler scene in the X-Men 2.
I gotta say, like we talked about X-Men a while ago, and X-Men 1 does not hold up as much as I thought it did.
It does not at all.
It takes itself so fucking seriously. It's unreal.
It's so bad.
But then 2 and 3 are better than 1, I'd say. 3's a bit like loses his touch a bit. No, Gav, trust me.
Hold on a second.
Trust
3
me,
is
man.
more
3
exciting as a superhero film.
Yeah. 1 is not a great X-Men movie.
1 is not a great movie, full stop.
X-Men 1 is a movie where it's like it's just kind of like it's still learning how to do it all. It's kind of laying out some of the groundwork. X-Men 2's it's not as fun as I remember it being when I was a kid. Fuck, that movie's slow at times. X-Men 3, even as a young person, that movie is a fucking dumpster fire rolling down a hill towards a school. It's trash.
It's not that bad.
It's not, man.
It is god awful trash.
I mean, it's
really
not good.
It's
but
not good.
Maybe the best of the 3.
No, you used to have lost your minds.
When was
lockdown.
the last time you watched it?
X-Men 3 was on TV like some point last year, and I watched it.
Did you watch all 3 of them
after the first 2? Yeah,
no, I don't watch it after.
because the first one is so slow.
Man, you need if you rewatch them 1 to 3, I promise you'll go, holy shit! Like, because I'm with you, 3's not great.
It's
but
bad.
neither are the other 2.
Yeah,
those
so
films
bad.
have not held the test of time whatsoever.
I mean, Bryan Singer was busy doing other stuff at the time.
I mean, I guess the really depressing thing is the 2 men who directed those 3 movies are both sexual predators. So
Yeah, and if you watch the films, you can see that.
My favorite bit in X-Men 3 is when Rogue is saying, oh shit, is there a cure? Are they serious? And Storm goes, look, you don't need a cure because there's nothing wrong with us. And watching that scene now, it's like, Storm, you can make clouds and lightning and have full control over your abilities. Rogue kills people when she touches them. No wonder she wants a fucking cure.
Let's also not forget what happens to a frog when it gets struck by lightning.
Same thing happens to everything else.
It's
Oh my
such
gosh,
a bad
really? I didn't see that
line.
coming.
Such a bad
I was
line.
actually thinking about
that
that line
line. That feels like a line that somebody wrote into the script and then left the other half of it blank. Like, I'll come back to that.
Yeah.
Then they got to the day of filming and they went, Halle Berry, just improvise. she went,
It's like they were playing that Jackbox game, and it was just like, hey, fill in the rest of this answer. And the guy filled it in was just like, he's like, fuck, I've only got 6 seconds left. I just have to write this fucking answer in.
As much as
not
they're really
great.
bad, they were nearly on my list of films that I enjoyed when I was younger.
I'm with you. Like, that's why I rewatched them recently, because I thought those films are great, and on rewatch is the only reason they've been bumped.
This perfectly transitions into what one of my films are on my list, and that is Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2.
It's great.
Okay, fair.
Because it's kind of in the same ilk as the X-Men movies. It came out when there wasn't really a blueprint out there. Marvel hadn't started their big universe yet. And Spider-Man 2 was the creme de la creme of the superhero movies at the time.
It really was at the time.
The only thing I had to stand up against was Spider-Man 1 and X-Men 1.
Yeah.
Had a Fantastic Four been out yet?
Doesn't matter.
Even if it had, Gary. Yeah, it's a great point.
Does not matter.
Right.
I clicked on
point of it,
Fantastic
does not
Four
matter.
Silver Surfer. This was before Disney Plus. It was a while back. And you know the scene at the party where they're all dancing and Reed Richards like stretches out, grabs 2 women and stretches them into himself? It's fucking awful.
It's atrocious.
So bad to watch.
Yeah, that film was awful.
I mean,
back when Chris Evans wasn't a good superhero.
I don't know what it is, but any actor who plays Johnny Storm then just gets to go on to play a much better character
in Marvel.
the MCU.
Michael B. Jordan. Right, anyway.
Michael B. Jordan.
What do you like about Spider-Man 2?
Yeah, Spider-Man 2 was a movie I watched a ton as a kid. Saw it in the cinema. I mean, I saw like 1 and 2 and 3 in the cinema. But I remember 2 just fucking, I was captivated by it.
2 is
like
good.
The Doc Ock story, the stuff with Spider-Man kind of like losing his powers and not want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
Obviously I love Sam Raimi. Used to are not big Sam Raimi fans, but
like
I just
Sam
kind
Raimi.
of.
I don't mind
the
Sam
Evil
Raimi.
Dead
I just
series.
don't like his Spider-Man films.
I don't like
Brian,
Spider-Man.
you and
1
I
and
sat in
3.
the pub one day and you just destroyed Sam Raimi in front of me. You just went in on the man.
It's like Tobey Maguire as well as not helping those films.
Yeah.
He's not.
I mean, much like X-Men, like if you go back and watch Spider-Man 2, I'm sure it's not the same joy that it used to be when I was a kid. But I had that DVD and I would watch it a lot.
Yeah.
And I would take my wee toys and I would fucking play Spider-Man. I'd play the fucking Spider-Man 2 PS2 game.
Spider-Man 2 PS2 game was fucking amazing.
Yeah, it was.
It
good.
was like, even after I'd 100%ed that game, I would still just load it up and just swing around the city.
That was
and
the
looking
one.
for thugs
was that,
to beat up.
was that the one that with the gas? Like you couldn't still go to the city floor.
No, that was the one where like the entire city was open to you.
with
You
the
could
Bruce
just go-
Campbell doing the info bubbles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck me, great one.
God, that game
And
was
as
so
I've
good.
always said, and I will continue to say, it is the only Spider-Man of the original trilogy that still holds up.
Yes.
One holds up.
One does not hold
doesn't.
up.
The Green
We've been having
Goblin
this
ruins
sin-
one. I'm sorry.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
doesn't. We've been having this argument since episode 5 of the podcast, and now we're episode 60 something, 70 something.
And have you watched it again?
No,
Exactly.
because you've scared me out of doing it. I'm
Good.
scared to go back and ruin what I think is a good
shame.
movie.
It's a shame because I remembered it fondly, and then I rewatched it 1, 2, and 3, and 1 is awful now. It's still
One is
better
just
than 3.
people making noises. So many
Oh,
people make
it's-
and the extras are so weird in one. Watch the film, but don't watch the character. Just watch the extras, and they do the most ridiculous things.
You
To
also
be
get
fair,
that
at this
beautiful scene where Spider-Man carries Mary Jane, but they were filmed on different days, so it's just
Her
Kirsten
hair's going
Dunst
the wrong
holding
way?
on. Yeah, Kirsten
Yeah.
Dunst holding on to a mannequin in a Spider-Man suit.
And her hair's like they're going like swinging to the right, but her hair's like flowing to the left. Yeah,
It's
bad.
bad. It is bad. But Spider-Man 2 was phenomenal. And you're right, Gav, like the Doc Ock stuff in that film. Because I think that's the thing that Spider-Man 2 does well, the villain. And like, that's where most superhero films, the best ones, do well, is when they make the villain almost relatable. And I've definitely said that before. Like, you know, that's why I think I love Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Although Kingpin's a dick, when you find out why he's doing everything he's doing, you're like, you kind of go, shit. Like, I feel bad and he's a villain, but I can't really fault him for that. And Doc Connor
it's
in
like-
Spider-Man 2 is not Doc Connor, Otto Octavius is
Doc Ock.
Doc Ock is like he's trying to do something for the greater good. He just loses his way. you know?
Also, like the introduction to that character he is a nice kind of just this lovely guy. Invites Peter over to his house, him and his wife.
Yeah.
Just have dinner. Like you can see them like a friendship forming between them and everything.
I think it was a big
And then as
inspiration
things
for the
escalate-
Spider-Man game as well.
Yeah, the most recent one that came from Insomniac
Yeah,
Games.
yeah.
But it's just like, I mean, I'm also scared to go back and watch Spider-Man 2, let alone Spider-Man 1. But I remember I had to have fond memories of watching the shit out of Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
And just, but then Spider-Man 3 is the same as X-Men 3.
No, it's not.
Because even when I was young, I knew that Spider-Man 3 was bad.
Yeah, I think
just
we
like
all
I knew
did.
X-Men 3 was bad.
Yeah.
I think
I just wish-
Spider-Man 3, the reason it failed so massively, I think this is it, right? Spider-Man, I assume that the majority of our intros to Spider-Man was the 90s Fox Kids TV show.
Oh, so good.
Yeah.
I've
Right?
rewatched that recently.
On Disney Plus.
No, on Disney
Plus
Plus,
X-Men.
but recently.
Radioactive Spider-Man. Radioactive Spider-Man. But you watch that and you get the Venom storyline, and at the end of that you go, fuck man, Venom's awesome. And like what it did to Peter Parker was so cool. It made his powers better, but he was angry. And then they brought out Spider-Man 3 and it was, they're doing the Venom story. I can't wait to see it. And all we got was emo Tobey Maguire and a fucking Topher Grace skinny as fuck Venom that is in the Venom suit for what? Like 30 minutes? No, not even 30.
Not even
10
that.
minutes.
Like the final act. The final
Maybe
act of the
8
final
minutes
act.
maximum.
It was such
Yeah.
a fucking royal disappointment.
I think Spider-Man 3 was the thing that happens to a lot of those kind of big franchises, which Spider-Man 2 did extremely well at the box
Yeah.
office. It was a great critical success, and so Sam Raimi came back to do his third, and then the studio's like, hey, you successfully did a movie last time, so now we should step in and take the reins and fuck with your storyline. And so they were like, you have to put Venom in, we want Sandman, Sam Raimi already had his story
Why
to bring
on
back.
earth did we fucking get Sandman? That is just batshit to me.
I mean, I feel if they'd just done the Sandman storyline and focused on that and the kind of tragedy of his storyline, it would have been kind of Spider-Man 2-esque, in which is like, there's a redemption for this character somehow, and he can be good. But instead, they throw Venom in, they throw in fucking whatever the new Green Goblin guy was called. I can't remember his
Hobgoblin.
It wasn't Hobgoblin. He was called something.
It wasn't
different.
Hobgoblin.
Nah.
Was it?
Hobgoblin's not Harry Osborn as well.
I know it wasn't in the comics. I know they fucked it, but I thought it was Hobgoblin in Spider-Man 3.
Nah, he had like a different name. Like it was some
Was it
shit.
the Neo Goblin?
He had a fucking snowboard. Why did he have a snowboard? Yeah, that movie was trash. But yeah,
was
Spider-Man
bad.
2 was one of mine as a kid. I watched a lot.
Go on then, Ryan. Your first
I think
favorite
probably my
childhood movie?
first film, and the film that I've seen more than probably any film in the world ever, is The Goonies.
Yeah.
It's still one of my favorite films to this day. I watch it maybe twice a year. I love it
Me
so
and Gavin,
much.
it's some bad news for you though, man. A while back, we went through what the Goonies would be doing today, and
Oh, it's not good.
I think what 3 of the Goonies survived, and the rest of them all died in horrible.
No, I think one of them survived.
Data blew up in some accident due to fucking around with.
He put batteries in the microwave.
They've all got like
But go ahead,
PTSD
man.
as well because they were
Yeah,
technically
it's-
kidnapped. Chunk
One-Eyed
doesn't speak to them
Willie.
anymore because he's sick of just not getting listened to. There's also a scene in The Goonies. Do you know when they come out on the beach at the end and the cops are like, "Oh, what happened?" And then
Yeah.
Chunk's like, the octopus," and everyone's like, "Oh, are you lying, Chunk?" But apparently there's they just took the scene out, but there is an
I've heard
octopus in the
There's an octopus
in the
scene.
water
Yeah,
when they
yeah.
all jump in the water. A giant octopus attacks them, and Sloth fights it. There you go. Fun fact.
There you go.
I didn't know that.
No, now you do.
I think it was 2 years ago, either last year or the year before, because Audio Boy is a precious wee lad and has never seen any movie ever. I showed him The Goonies, naturally, and literally that movie starts, and I just start smiling from ear to ear. And it's a movie that when I watch it, I never stop smiling throughout because it's
Yeah.
just a fucking joy. Like all those characters together, like the chemistry between all those kids, they feel like a genuine group of friends.
And that's
And
because Spielberg told them, when we're filming these scenes, just like he let them interact as much as he could with each other. And he told them, when you're filming these scenes, if you want to start cutting across lines and shit, just do it. Like, I don't want you to be worried about sticking to the script word for word.
yeah, it's like just act naturally.
Yeah,
as you would
he wanted them
if you
to
and your pals.
interact, and it comes across really well. I think anyway. I gotta say, I'm gonna not rain on this parade, but just a little drizzle on this parade. We all have. Well, no, but like, we all have the nostalgia glasses with the Goonies, right? And I got no. What do
Not
you mean
me.
no? Well, not Philip. And Philip, did you enjoy it? Yeah.
No.
My point exactly. This was my point. That we have the nostalgia glasses, and I love that film as well. But I do think that a lot of people who watch that film that didn't grow up with it struggle to watch it. Like it's really slow.
But that's because they're shite.
I don't think so, man. Yeah, it's super slow, and as a film in general, it's not amazing. Like, because it is really slow for a start, and like
It's really slow, and very little actually happens.
yeah, and it's kind of like tonally doesn't always know what's going on. Like it's sometimes quite horror toned, sometimes it's obviously an adventure the whole way through. But like there's like a dead body in the freezer, and Chunk gets like stuck in the freezer with this dead body, and then meets this
freaks out.
super strong deformed man, and like
Yeah.
no one really knows where the story came from.
The Goonies came around at a time, and it had been a time for a while, which is kids' movies were there to scare the shit out of kids. Like when you go back and watch the old movies that were kind of touted as kids' movies, there's some freaky, messed up shit, and and a lot of them. Like you look at Indiana Jones, it's supposed to be like a fun adventure flick that like anyone can watch, including kids. But the ending to Indiana Jones, when the fucking guy's face melts off,
Which one?
that is nightmare fuel for a kid.
Someone actually melts in every Indiana Jones film. That was why I was all three. Someone melts.
Do they?
All the baddies melt in Indiana Jones, yep. The guy melts when they open the Ark of the Covenant. Oh no, wait. The guy in the second one doesn't melt. He gets eaten by crocodiles because he falls off the bridge. And then the guy in the third one drinks from the wrong cup. Like the wrong grail, and then he melts as well. You chose
poorly.
Technically he doesn't melt, he just ages and then like disintegrates. I wouldn't class it as melting.
Interestingly enough, though, that brings me on to my next couple of films. If you're done chatting, Gav or Ryan,
yeah, I'm
going to say anything more?
To go. No, I just love those movies.
I'm gonna double barrel these two because they both fit into what you were just saying, Gav. That the films back that were kids' films were actually horrible. So
not horrible in terms of quality, just horrible in terms of fucking up a kid's head.
Pretty much. And the first one is more at the beginning, and then the end of it's not quite as bad. But Jurassic Park.
Shit, yeah.
The most of Jurassic Park is a pretty standard adventure, good for kids. T-Rex is scary, they get chased, yada 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 yada. The Velociraptor bit's a bit kind of creepy, but it's all pretty toned down, right? But the opening sequence to Jurassic Park, when they've got the Velociraptor or the T-Rex in the cage,
so fucking intense.
And then that guy gets grabbed and he's pulled in and he's like just holding on for and he's like holding on for dear life, screaming. It's fucking horrible. Like I had nightmares about that scene as a kid.
I'm pretty sure I could never figure out. Like I'm pretty sure my mum would just start the film post that scene, and it makes sense. Like the scene doesn't need to be there. And I'm pretty sure she just started sort of like 5 minutes in without that scene. And it wasn't until I was like a bit older I was watching, I was like, what the fuck? Is this scene always been here?
She's like, Ryan, just go into the kitchen and set out some cookies and milk. She's like, fast forward through this.
Yeah, when I used to live in Wisconsin as a child.
What? You can't have cookies and milk?
Who's feeding their kid loves cookies and milk?
Well, clearly not your mum. Tell her to sort herself out. That's shocking. I'd love some cookies and milk.
But yeah, Jurassic Park was as a kid, like dinosaurs, had a big fat old friendly man. He reminded me of my granddad. You had kids running around. You had Jeff Goldblum, which as a young boy, I didn't realize might have been one of my very earliest sexual awakenings. You know, everything is in that movie, and it's fucking amazing, and it holds up. I mean, this is one of the films that really does hold up today. You can watch that movie, and
the chase scene when they pick up Jeff Goldblum from the car,
and he's got a broken leg,
and the T-Rex comes out the trees. That is still one of the best scenes ever in anything. It's so exciting.
It's even the gag that comes into it when they look in the rearview mirror and it says objects in the mirror are closer than they appear.
Yeah,
like it's such an unnecessary moment to laugh in what's quite a tense scene, but it just works because it's Jurassic Park. Like it's done so fucking well.
And like Jurassic the water, Park, like the T-Rex is coming and the water moving. Like, it's so classic.
What
all
a
those
scene.
Scenes. It's so good.
It leads perfectly into what two of my movies were going to be from when I was a kid, which is Jurassic Park and Jurassic Park: The Lost World.
The Lost World is so good.
Jurassic Park and Jurassic Park 2.
Yeah, like I watched those movies. Me, my brother, and my cousin would watch those movies back to back all the time until the point my gran and my granddad were like, "Please turn these fucking movies off." Like I remember in Jurassic Park 2
with Vince Vaughn, right?
Yes,
Vince Vaughn's
it's a weird cast,
and it's also, but like Jurassic Park 2 is actually just like it's like 3 films. It's like a TV show of 3 episodes because like you get the first bit, which is them going to the island, and then there's like the T-Rex bit, and the truck falls over the hill, and then there's the bit of like the Velociraptors. Like that's the kind of main
go into
focus.
The long grass.
Yeah, and then there's the whole bit in the city as well at the end. Like it's just Jurassic. I think Lost World can sort of end when they leave the island. I'm quite happy for it to end then. I always feel like the city bit at the end, I'm like, I don't care about this. Like it would not take the authorities that long to shoot a T-Rex.
The stories behind the scenes of making Jurassic Park and the Jurassic Park Lost World are interesting ones because when it comes to Jurassic Park, Steven Spielberg was working on tandem on Schindler's List and Jurassic Park, and all he cared about obviously was making Schindler's List, and he always kind of lamented having to go back. Do I need to pause?
Carry on.
Okay, so yeah, Steven Spielberg always lamented having to go back to like work on pre-production.
Why the hell would he lament it?
It's
probably like a fucking day off, man. Imagine being on Schindler's List all day, every day. He's like, holy shit, I can't wait to go back to those dinosaurs where I don't want to kill myself.
For him, it was just like he obviously the kind of personal and cultural importance of Schindler's List. He was just like, I want to focus on this, and Jurassic Park just felt like a distraction.
Yeah.
So
What
like
about
hearing him
what
talk
about the
about Jurassic,
cultural importance of Jurassic Park? He completely misunderstood that.
I mean, you know, the way we look at velociraptors is the same we look at ourselves sometimes internally, and the beasts that we are.
Shut up,
I have
Gavin.
no idea what that means. Okay, thank you. But yeah, he, like, when you listen to Steven Spielberg talk about Jurassic Park now, he doesn't really remember that experience that fondly because of the weird back and forth. And then when it comes to Lost World Jurassic Park, it's the only sequel that Spielberg has ever done.
Yeah.
And they went into it with barely a script. It was just being like chopped and thrown around all the time. They didn't really know what they're going to do, and they started without a proper script. And then the whole stuff in the city, no one really wanted to do, but the studio was like, we want this to happen. We need to have dinosaurs in the city. And yeah, I think everyone kind of agrees. It's
And we
like,
go,
we don't need
does
it.
not
Don't
need to
need
happen.
it. It's mad that you say that about the first one. I didn't know any of that. When it's really mad to me because there's such a level of attention to detail in the first Jurassic Park that you don't realize. And what I mean by that, like three examples. The first one being that once the power goes out, I can't remember who says it, but one of them says, "Oh, the ice cream's going to melt in the freezers." Or they're eating ice cream, and he's like, "Why are you doing that?" He's like, "Well, it's going to melt anyway, so we need to get through it."
Yeah.
And the reason the Velociraptor slips at the end, which saves the kids, is because it slips on frozen ice cream.
That is true.
Which
Yeah, the
it's-
water coming out of the
Yeah,
freezer.
it's not a huge thing, but it's all there. The second one, when Hammond says like, "Oh, we're spared no expense for this park," and you eventually find out that he's actually fucking cutting corners left, right, and center.
Spared loads
when
of
you
things.
Yeah, when you first see the DNA for the dinosaurs, all the dinosaurs are spelt wrong. Stegosaurus has an A, Tyrannosaurus is missing an R. So it's like all these little bits of detail that are just dotted throughout the film to show you that, like, everything's not what it looks like, you know. And the fact that the fucking security guy is getting underpaid just in the first place. So the only reason he fucking acts out, bigger, what's his name?
The guy who's the only guy in the film.
Newman.
Without a career, it's like his only film.
Newman. Yeah, look, he's just getting underpaid in the first place.
Clever girl, man.
Testament to how much of a fucking. So yeah, it's just the film
Samuel
that's
L.
got so
Jackson's
much
in that film as
detail.
well.
Sam Jackson is in that film.
Hold on to your butts.
Smoking.
The thing when it comes to Jurassic Park is, and this was inevitably going to happen because I knew I was going to bring this film up. I didn't know you were going to bring it up, Gary. Is Jurassic Park stands the test of time as one of my top 10 favorite films of all time. Like, I adore that movie from front to back. I probably watched this movie more than any other movie as a kid. Me and my brother, my cousin, we were obsessed with it, and it's like it's so perfect in every single. I can't think of any, which is probably the nostalgia glasses 100%, but I can't think of any flaws to that movie. Like the first time Sam Neill and Laura Dern see the Brachiosaurus, it's a
And
scene.
the music kicks in.
Yeah, it's so
The
good.
music fucking wells up.
They do
or
move
like the
in
scene,
herds.
like it shouldn't be a stimulating stuff, but like when they're all sitting in the car for the very first time, just getting driven around, and like they see a goat, it's like, what's going to happen to the goat?
Yeah.
And it's just, and then they just can drive on, and
And then
nothing's
it's got the
happening. There's a
scary
big
as
pile
hell
of
scene
shit.
with the Dilophosaurus as well, and Dennis Nedry. When he gets
Yes.
that's
Yes.
so
It's like-
scary.
He
It's
just
great.
falls,
And it's in the car. Oh, it's so good.
and it's just shaking about, and then Samuel L. Jackson just cigarette hanging at his mouth the entire time, just
Hold on to your
just
butts.
not giving two fucks.
Raging. He's so angry. That,
He smoked so many
It's
cigarettes.
got
in
some
that
Richard
film.
Attenborough.
It's got some real
Like
good, some real good jump fights as well. The bit when she backs in looking for Sam Jackson, and
Yes.
she finds like the arm goes round her, and she's like, "Oh, there you are!"
thank
and
God.
the arm falls forwards, and it's not connected to anybody anymore, and she's like, "Ah!"
And then
It's
the
great.
Velociraptor comes through the wall. Yeah, it's so good.
So good.
There's a deleted scene where you find out, because kind of a chunk of Laura Dern's kind of adventures in the park got cut out, so you would have got to see what happened to Sam Jackson and how, like, because you see her limping and stuff, because like when she's running away she's got messed up her leg and stuff. You don't see how that happens in the movie, but there's like stuff that was cut out of how she
Laura Dern
got
is
to
so
that point.
shit because when Bryce Dallas Howard had to run away in high heels, she fucking smashed that.
Let's please not even talk about the
That
fucking
scene is so
travesties
bad.
of cinema that are Jurassic World.
Right, Ryan, next film. Fire in your next one.
My next one is, I've got so many. I think I'm going to go for Robin Hood. And
The Disney Robin Hood?
Both the Disney version I watched a lot, but also the Kevin Costner version.
Russell
I watched that a
Crowe.
lot as well.
Robin
Yes.
Hood Men in Tights.
Yeah.
Alan Cummings and Robin Hood.
No, yeah.
Wait, which one's the Kevin Costner version?
It's Kevin Costner.
Men in Tights is the comedy one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Men in Tights is the comment. It's the same guys who did Princess Bride.
Ah, okay. Well, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it was like Kevin
Where is
Costner, Morgan Freeman, Alan Rickman was the sheriff.
What
Yeah,
name did I say earlier? I said Alan Cummings. I always say Alan Cummings when
Yeah,
I'm...
it
Alan
was-
Cummings, because we were talking about the X-Men movies.
Yeah, true.
That'll be it, sure. Thank
yeah,
you
that
for
was
giving me that out.
that was so good. I really enjoyed those films. I love the one.
Loxley, I'm going to cut your heart out with a spoon. Why
yeah.
a spoon? Because it would hurt more.
Yeah, it was so
See, I don't
good.
think I've seen
like-
that Robin Hood, man.
Oh, really?
That's
like-
one in my... Yeah.
Even if you don't watch it, just go into YouTube and watch all of the Alan Rickman scenes because he chews up every inch of scenery and it's so gorgeous.
Yeah, Alan Rickman. That was
It's so
definitely
good
Alan
when-
Rickman's like rehab film. Like he was like, I'm in rehab. I'll do a film, and he just does not give one single shit about how the film was made during that film.
Also, Kevin Costner went to the Charlie Hunnam voice acting school because he has no idea what voice he wants
Yeah, I
to
still
do
couldn't
in
to
any
this day
scene.
tell you where Kevin Costner's from. From the same weird island that Charlie Hunnam's from. But I also loved the Disney one as well, where they're all animals. I thought that was really cool.
Robin Hood's Maid Marian, the Disney one, was my other sexual awakening when I was a young boy.
Yeah,
Isn't she like a
She's
a white
She's a
fox?
sexy lady fox.
she's just a regular vixen.
She's a silver fox. She's Philip Schofield.
That's just regular vixen, just sexy.
Yeah,
She's
Is
not
that
even really
in,
sexy. She's just a lady fox, but I don't know what it was when I was a kid.
What
but-
about Lola Bunny from Space Jam?
Oh,
That was an
Space
interesting
Jam
time
is
for
another
me.
film that could be on this list. To be fair, I watched a lot of films when I was a
Space
kid.
Jam was.
guys, Space Jam is on my list.
Oh, there we
Oh
go.
my god!
I fucking
We're
man,
good at this.
Space Jam, I fucking loved as a kid. Like everything in that film, it was like a big ball of everyone's childhood that got forced into our faces by the time we were what, like 10 or 11.
Yeah.
Like it was already giving me nostalgia when I was that young because it was just you had Michael Jordan, fucking best basketball player of his generation. You had the
You had
Looney
Newman.
Tunes. You had Newman. You had fucking Bill Murray. You had everything in that film. Like
Can we
Monstars.
just talk about the fact
Danny DeVito again.
Space Jam is a movie made through the wonder of hallucinogenics and drugs.
Oh.
Because who thought, let's take the Looney Tunes, put them in a basketball movie with the Chicago Bulls, and we'll have Bill Murray there as well. It's like, who the fuck thought that was an idea? And it worked so brilliantly. Like,
And the thing is, like, watching that one back, the worst part of Space Jam now is Michael Jordan's performance. Like, God love him. He's not an
Yes, he
actor.
tried.
Like, he did a good effort.
he's not a golf player.
He's also not-
He's also not a baseball player either.
I feel,
but he tried.
I feel like
so
Space,
good for him.
Space Jam was made at a time where any film that was going anywhere, they were like, "Is Bill Murray in it?" And they're like, "What?" They're like, "We're not making it if Bill Murray's not in it." Like,
We need to get Bill Murray.
Bill Murray has to be in it.
I wonder if they went to Bill Murray or if Bill Murray came to them and said, "Look, I want to be in this." It feels very Bill Murray-esque to
Yeah, it does.
want to be in Space Jam.
I just like the idea that like an exec at Warner Brothers opened up a drawer, had a big bunch of scripts, and he just called his secretary in, and he went, "Okay, I'm going to flick through these. You tell me to stop." And he just flicked and went, "Okay, we're making this one. It's called Space
No,
Jam."
man. You,
Okay,
you
let's
completely
go.
missed what happened.
What
Michael
happened
Jordan
is-
came in and said, "I want to be in a film," and then some exec went, "Oh yeah, Michael, I got one perfectly for you." Opened up the drawer, flicked through it at random, and went, Space Jam.
Mummy,
How's that
Mummy, I
sound?
Shrunk the Kids 3. Okay, well, we'll go for this one.
That is not what happened. What happened was they had 3 films. They're like, "Oh, we've got a Looney Tunes movie here, a film about a basketball guy's career, and we've also got a film about alien. Let's do them all. Put them all together. It'll be fine."
We'll just shove them all together and make something magic from it.
As they ripped a huge line of fucking cocaine.
Yeah.
Fun fact as well, Billy West, who provided the voice for Bugs Bunny, the previous voice actor for Bugs Bunny had been doing Bugs Bunny for about 50 years, but he died, I think, the year before. So Billy West stepped in and took over as the voice of Bugs Bunny, and he's been doing it pretty much since then. But because of the way the Oscars work, he just got fucking snubbed. Like, nobody gave a shit about Bugs Bunny because he was a voice actor. He didn't even get invited to the actual premiere. He got sent to the fucking like cast and sound technicians one that's further down the street. And then when he got there, they were like, "Who are you?" And he's like, "Billy West." And they went, "Sorry, mate, you're not on the list." And he went, "I'm the fucking voice of Bugs Bunny. Like, let me in."
What more do I need to do for you people?
It's basically like the main character apart from Michael Jordan.
Yeah, other than Michael Jordan. And it is mad. Yeah, Bugs Bunny gives a better performance than Michael Jordan in that film.
And they're remaking it
All
with
of them
LeBron
do.
James, right?
It's not a remake. I think it's a sequel.
Oh,
Yeah, they're doing a
shit.
sequel for LeBron James.
I mean, it's definitely more of an animated performance.
So yeah, it's Space
when-
Jam,
I love
100%.
that Audio Boy drops in like once an episode. For
That was
just-
so
for
late
fun.
as well. I had to like think back to what I was referring to. I was like, all right, Bugs Bunny.
Yeah, man. I Space Jam 100% is one of those films. I loved it as a kid. I watched it over and over again. I am quietly excited for Space Jam 2.
I think we should get rid of
I cry
LeBron.
about-
Get rid of LeBron James though, and have Kevin Garnett instead. Because after Uncut Gems, that guy's got an acting career just waiting for him.
Ready to
It's
go.
true, he
Ready
does.
to pop.
Or we could get Kobe Bryant. Oh wait, no.
It's the way you tell
So
them.
another
Gav.
film I had on my
Gav.
list. Another film I had on my list was another film that would maybe also sit on like my top 10 films of all time, and it's The Iron Giant.
Oh, that is a good one. Vin Diesel's finest hour.
It is Vin Diesel's finest work. His second film of just saying one word, and nothing really. Superman. But yeah, like The Iron Giant, I watched it a whole bunch as a kid. Not only is it just like a great kind of throwback movie to like those kind of old, like 50s kind of era. Like, it's also a movie that weirdly touches upon, explores, and teaches kids about the concept of death and morality.
Yeah, it's fucking it. As a kid, I watched that film and I remember being real sad. And then I watched it again as a kind of late teenager and went, "My God, this is fucking brutal. This is not okay."
Like the scene in the woods with like the deer and it gets shot and like the Iron Giant's just like, "What's going on?" He's like, "This is what happens. Like things die and stuff." And he's just like, and he can't comprehend it. And that's kind of like a same for a kid. Like if a pet dies or something, it can't comprehend like why it's not there anymore. And it's just like, yes, we're having fun with like this 80-foot robot running around, jumping into the water and stuff, but at the same time, we're teaching kids about morality and death. And it's like,
You are who
or
you choose to
mortality
be.
and death. You are who you choose to be. Also, the animation is gorgeous.
Animation,
so
the
good.
animation was I was about to say the animation in Iron Giant is fucking phenomenal, and that was at a time where Disney was just dominating that market. That was like another
100%.
studio came in and went, "You know what? We need to bring out a film. It's in rival to Disney, and we need to make it look fucking stunning." And they achieved that like time over. You know what I mean? Sevenfold. It's
There's
beautiful.
so many scenes that look beautiful, but like one of the ones that always stands out to me is near the end when he's gone, when he's become like what he's supposed to be, and he's like this big world destroying monster, and there's this kind of large wide shot and you see him off in the distance just like firing lasers and explosions going off and
I know
stuff,
the one.
and it's just this expansive big beautiful
Yeah.
shot. I was like, oh, this movie is amazing.
On,
Also,
And
it ends
list
with
of
the potential of a sequel, and
Never happened.
You know, nothing ever happened.
They
List
went
of,
on to the Brave Little Toaster films.
things not to call your kids. Hogarth.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
never called it Hogarth.
Yeah,
I
also
don't know what it is.
on Vin Diesel's acting career, obviously the voice of the Iron Giant. You know he's been in 10% of the films that have grossed $1 billion.
Yes.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw that, and I was like,
Vin Diesel, of all people, has been in more movies than anyone else of films that have grossed $1 billion, which is
because I guess obviously
wild.
all the Fast and Furious movies, and then he's been in
Guardians.
the Marvel movies.
Guardians 1 and 2, yeah.
Yeah.
The
And then
Guardians
obviously
1 and 2 hit it?
I think Guardians,
Guardians-
1 did.
Triple
Also,
X, Fast and Furious, Guardians of the Galaxy, The Avengers Endgame, and Riddick. Riddick made $1 billion?
What?
No way did Riddick make $1 billion. I think what happened is Vin Diesel told people it made $1 billion and then just didn't let anyone see how much it made. Which
They didn't
was
check.
probably
They
like
just believed
400.
them.
Yeah, because it's like, oh, he's charming enough. I guess it made $1 billion. Maybe No, Pitch Black definitely couldn't have made a
I like
billion.
Pitch Black.
Riddick
It
definitely
can't be Riddick. I think I've clicked a link and it's just listing Vin Diesel movies. I don't think this is a. You're right, man. There's no way that Riddick made $1 billion.
Riddick made $98.3 million.
That would be ridiculous.
That makes sense.
Yeah, but yeah, Iron Giant. It's just
It's fucking
just
dope.
wholesome. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. And Jennifer Aniston shouting out the name Hogarth. I don't know what it is, but it just grips my heart and makes me want to tear up.
Ryan, give us another movie, buddy.
Okay, my last. Are we doing 3 each? Does that work right?
How many have I done? What have I done?
You done 3.
I did 1, 2. Yeah, we did 3. Yeah,
So that's the last one.
do one more. We'll see how it goes.
Okay, well, I really loved when I was young, and this is something that I do not, under any circumstances, think has held up on the test of time. In fact, these are films that were made way before the remakes, and the remakes don't even stand the test of time. So, I watched these a lot as a
Let's
kid.
find out what this is.
How excited. What were they?
The BBC film versions of The Chronicles of Narnia.
Wow. Not what I thought you were going with that.
I love them so much. Like, Narnia is my favourite book series ever.
What was
read
the
it a lot.
BBC versions of those?
So the BBC made The Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch and Wardrobe. They made Prince Caspian, Voyage of the Dawn Treader, and The Silver Chair. I hadn't seen the
Wow.
rest until I was a bit older, but I remember I watched the Lion,
You
Witch
need
and
to
the
wait
Wardrobe
until you're
pretty
old
young.
enough so you could take in the mature content.
And yeah, it's bad. It's really bad.
It's almost 3 hours long.
Yeah, it's. But all the animals in it that aren't played by humans are cartoons. It's animated and
That's-
it's live action.
Pretty cool.
This
I
was
like
on
that.
the BBC.
The BBC made it, all made by the BBC in the 80s,
When did this-
maybe 70s. It's pretty old.
This
School.
can't look good. I can't imagine this looks good.
It was.
It does not. I'm looking at. I've got some Google images. It does not look good whatsoever.
I said at the start I was not under any circumstances that this stands up the test of time. No way, it doesn't. But it's just something that I watched a lot when I was young, and it's got a really good nostalgia factor for me. I don't like.
And
the
that's what
remakes
this
that
episode's
much.
about.
But yeah, like
I mean-
I just loved the way they were made. I loved the story, the adventure.
The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. I read the books. I've never seen what you're discussing, the BBC one, and I've seen the films, obviously. What I always find amazing about The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and what I always find interesting about them as films is that they touch some really heavy shit. They're basically talking about like God, Catholicism, and
We're back to Jurassic Park.
playing God. But yeah, like, they're talking about Catholicism and heresy. Basically,
They're all about religion. Yeah.
Yeah,
I was meaning the big old pile of shit, but yeah, sure, God.
I thought you were meaning playing God. But yeah, they're interesting movies for sure. Like, and I'm gonna have to give these BBC ones a watch because they look abysmal.
Gary,
They made
you've-
the Silver Chair, and what was the guy called who played Puddleglum, who's a marsh wiggle? He was called. What's that guy?
What the fuck did you just say? Can you rewind again?
The fourth Doctor. What was his? Tom Baker. That's who it was. Tom Baker plays Puddleglum the Marsh Wiggle, which is basically half man, half frog, and it's something to see.
I want my ringtone to you just be saying Puddlewump the
Puddleglum the Marsh Wiggle.
I want that to be my ringtone just over and over again. You just saying that. Now, Gary, you're lying piece of shit. You will never sit down for 3 hours and watch this BBC Narnia thing. So
I
let's
want
not pretend
to,
you
but
will.
I agree I won't.
I hope. And do you know what you should do? You should watch it before any of the films that Gavin has suggested that you watch, like actual good films. Just watch these instead. Just annoy Gavin.
Yeah.
Yeah, like instead of watching my film of the decade, you sit for 3 hours and watch a BBC Narnia show. My question for you, Ryan, is obviously these have the nostalgia hit for you and everything. The movies that then came out after that, like the big budget ones with Liam Neeson and
James
James
McAvoy.
McAvoy and stuff,
Tilda Swinton.
Tilda
Swinton. When you were going into those movies, did you have some sort of like childlike excitement to watch them because of the BBC ones? Or were you
Yeah,
just like,
yeah, of course. And
I
I
like
read
them?
all the books and stuff as well. But I like the movies. I never understood why they missed a film though. Like, so they do like Lion, Witch and Wardrobe, and then they do Prince Caspian. But there's actually a film between those films. There's a book between those films, essentially. The horse and the boy comes between them. It doesn't involve the Pevensey children, which is probably why. But yeah. So, but I really enjoyed the remakes as well, but I understood they were like bums on seats, big action sequences and stuff. But it was cool to watch that stuff imagined in a time where, CGI was a bit better.
Also, James McAvoy looks like a wee boy.
Storytelling was a lot better as well. So yeah, like I've got two more films, right, and I'm going to do these very quick because I double barreled one earlier when I was talking about films that were kind of horrifying.
I've got one left that we can run through as well. Yeah,
we'll do them quick. The other one that is horrifying in places, and I don't know, I definitely watched this younger than I probably should have done. Edward Scissorhands.
Oh yeah, that is scary.
Like I love that film and I watched it a lot as a kid, but I am in no disillusionment about how probably adult that is. But I mean, maybe it's not, but I feel like that was marketed towards like children.
Yeah, I think Tim Burton got away with a lot of like obviously his Batman films as well. They weren't really for children, and Beetlejuice I think was marketed for kids.
Beetlejuice as well,
and that's
right?
not for kids.
I think the way it works with, like, if a movie producer looks at Tim Burton's work, he's like, oh, this kind of looks like kooky and kind of silly and funny and stuff.
Oh, he's got stop motion animation in it. It's for kids.
But then they kind of don't look deep enough to see like the really dark themes and the messed up scenes of kind of psychological trauma and stuff.
Edward Scissorhands asking his dad Vincent Price for hands, and then Vincent Price dying of a heart attack, and Edward,
oh my gosh,
like piercing through the wax hands as his dad dies in front of him, and that's what broke him into like that childlike state. Holy shit, is horrific.
I think I actually
also,
I don't like watching Edward Scissorhands as an adult because of how much I traumatized myself watching it as a child. Like, I've not watched it in such a long time because when I did, I think I've seen it once, and the one time I watched it was too much.
Also, like Edward Scissorhands, like the commentary on like American suburban life during that time, and the kind of the like, culture
and
of
the whole
the people
how dare you be
it.
different if you're not, you don't fit the mold, get out.
It's kind of like, what the fuck happened to Tim Burton? It's like these were the movies, these were the stories that he was approaching, these were the themes he was tackling, and now it's like you look at Dumbo and it's just like, fuck.
Yeah. The other film.
I mean, to be fair, he had to pay for his divorce, so that's why he did Dumbo.
That's true. Helen Bonham Carter's worth a lot of money.
The other film, and this is not last but not least, is in my opinion the most underrated Disney film out there. Atlantis: The Lost Empire.
Oh, so
good!
So good.
How fucking good, right? Michael J. Fox voice casting. That's the only person I can tell you off the top of my head.
Milo.
But yeah, man, that film is just great. It's got a crazy cast of characters. All of the the kooky, the mole guy, the French explosion guy.
My little brother he got Disney Plus for a year. That's what he did. He decided just to get it, and my family messaged me the other day. They're like, "Oh, we're rewatching Atlantis." Also, the girl in that was probably my sexual awakening as a younger. Like, not the girl, not the girl on the island that he chooses. The one who wears the dungarees and the cool hat, who travels with them. She's way cooler than the actual
she's
girl.
awesome.
Because now you dress like that.
Yeah,
the Bronx boxing one. Like, she's awesome. She's great. Yeah, that film's fucking incredible.
Yep.
Another movie is kind of like Iron Giant in terms of like the animation is stunning
and holds up well.
I can't believe Atlantis has been like so looked over for so long.
I don't know why. It's like, it's such a great adventure movie. The story it tells between Milo and when he gets to Atlantis and them trying to like take all of its powers and stuff, and him fighting
realizing
back against them.
Him realizing that the group he's with isn't necessarily a good team. Like, they brought him along for their own nefarious gain.
I love that the movie, like, it sets you up like, look at these fun, great group of characters. You're gonna have a blast with them, and then as the movie goes on, you're like, oh, these aren't good people. Obviously, because they're like, it's a bomb expert and a fucking man who likes to dig. Like, clearly these aren't good people. Why do they think they were? And then like you're on that journey with Milo, and like
it looks
Milo's
like it was made
exactly
by. It looks like they're going to make a live action. They should make a live action and get Guillermo del Toro to direct it. I think he'd make that look good.
Oh, yeah, he would.
Also,
yes,
I could 100%. I could be Milo. I'm just a skinny wee boy with glasses. I can be Milo any day.
So yeah, so that was my full list. And yeah, Atlantis, I fucking love that film. I'm going to rewatch that again soon on Disney Plus. But has anybody else got any films you want to run through quick?
A few Disney ones that I just steered away from. One I really love was Swiss Family Robinson, where the family get
Oh, with Goober.
Yeah, and they build a treehouse on the
Bowler
island
hat
and
guy.
stuff.
Oh
yeah.
wait, no, I'm thinking of Meet the Robinsons.
the
Sorry,
Robinsons.
I'm thinking of
Yeah, Swiss
Way
Army
over,
Robinsons
yeah.
is about a family who had a boat and it crashes on an island.
with
and they
the
live
with
on
the monkey butler.
Maybe it wasn't. It was live action.
Oh, okay.
And
I'm
I
thinking of
I
something
just
else,
liked it because their treehouse was so class. The
Yeah.
Emperor's New Groove I watched a lot. Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
Emperor's New Groove is a great one. Really
One-
breaks the mold from Disney as well. Emperor's New
Yeah.
Groove.
Yeah,
Like
it
they
does.
made a,
Such-
they made a point of making that one as wacky and fourth wall breaking as possible.
Best PlayStation game ever. It was so
I
good.
didn't
I mean,
even
I was-
know.
Going back to Atlantis for a second, I played the shit out of the Atlantis PS2. I think it was PS1 or PS2, I can't remember. But I
PS1,
played
I
the
think.
absolute shit out of that game.
But
yeah, I
also
think it was
other
PS1.
ones,
Like that.
Fox and the Hound, Tarzan,
Yay.
Phil Collins soundtrack, great.
Oh,
Oh,
heartbreak.
give me that Phil Collins soundtrack any day.
My
Audio
favourite-
Boy's shaking his head.
My favourite Disney film, which I think has one of the best songs in it ever, was the film Oliver and Company.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's Billy Joel, isn't it?
yeah, I think so. It's so good. No,
You can't beat the
why,
Joel.
Why should I worry, Shane? Banger.
I'm
Yeah.
checking that.
The last couple that I had was the only Disney one I had was Toy Story. I watched Toy Story a whole bunch
course
as a
you
kid.
did.
The first Toy Story was fucking great.
Yeah, it was.
Really good.
All the rest are a waste of time, but the first Toy Story, yes.
The first Toy
I mean,
Story
they're
really
really good.
frustrated me as a kid because they were always so close to getting back, and they always just did stupid stuff that made them not do it. Like that got like I hate
Yeah, but-
things like when you see there's like a character's trying to find someone and they were just there but they just left. I hate that. It drives me mad to this day.
You're like, just be on time for fuck's sake. And then obviously the last couple of movies are just like movies I shouldn't have probably been watching as a kid, like Alien and Terminator and Hellraiser and all that
Hellraiser.
type of stuff.
Alien 100%.
Oh, yeah.
I watched that young and I shouldn't have watched it.
The original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, like all that kind of messed up shit I shouldn't have been watching.
See, I think I watched them into my teens, though. I think that was later on. I think
See, I had a
early into
situation.
my teens, but I don't think, when I was a kid, I don't think I seen any of that stuff.
I would go to my granny and granddad's house, and they had a wall of like videotapes.
Yeah.
And it's all like White Men Can't Jump and Kindergarten Cop and Terminator and like all these movies. I was like, oh, I'm not supposed to watch any of these, but of course I would take the videos out, stick them in the
Yeah.
TV, and just sit there and be like, oh, this is terrifying. I shouldn't be watching this, but I'm going to keep watching it because why the fuck not? Like watching Hellraiser, man, that was a fucking experience.
Yeah, I can
Like,
imagine.
I didn't
Jeez.
sleep for a long
bet.
time, but it made me into the man I am today. So thanks, Hellraiser.
Sorry, Hellraiser.
I don't know if you should be thanking it.
I bet I spent a lot of time with Lord of the Rings and Star Wars as well, but I just didn't mention that we've spoken those about it. There's a lot recently.
Yeah, we've
so-
done
Yeah,
that plenty.
yeah, like Fellowship. I watched the shit out of, but we've talked about that a lot.
Well, yeah, I think if everybody happy? Anybody else got anything they want to add?
I want to throw my hat in the ring. real
Audio Boy
quick.
wants to jump in.
These are my two films presented without comment. These are Uncle Buck and Shaolin Soccer.
Oh, wait,
I'll
shit.
say nothing else.
I forgot.
Uncle
I forgot.
Buck, fucking
probably
great.
Another one. A big Cool Runnings as well. Another John Candy.
Cool Runnings.
epic.
Home Alone 3, I watched that a bunch on VHS.
Home Alone 3 was good when you were young. That does not hold up to the test of time though.
And Audio Boy, can I just say, Shaolin Soccer, fuck yes.
Uncle
that
Buck is
film's
good too.
amazing.
It's fantastic.
I've never seen Shaolin Soccer.
Our family are so
Watch it for a treat.
we were so into Cool Runnings that we started just saying "Peace be the journey." That's what they say when they're going down the slope to each other. My dad used to say it to us when we left the house, and he now has it tattooed on his back.
Ledge.
Oh, cool.
Peace be the journey. I always
There you
ask my
go.
friends, are you dead, man? Yeah, man.
Kiss my lucky egg.
Gary, your story was a
lucky.
little less wholesome than Ryan's, but thank you for.
I just want to add it in, throw it into the ring. Right, guys, that's it from us. Thank you so much for listening. They were our favourite films that we grew up with. If you want to send us in your favourite films, if we get enough of those, we might do an episode on them. It's always good to hear our listeners' faves. So yeah, send them in. Gav, where will they send it?
Yeah, if you want to hit us up on social medias, jump over to Twitter, that's at Meandering Pod. Facebook and Instagram, just search for Meandering Movie Podcast. And if you want to send us an email, that's meanderingmoviepodcast@gmail.com. Give us comments, give us topic suggestions. Let us know what movies you're watching and what movies you love to watch as a wee boy or wee girl. Gary currently is twitching because of this current situation we're in. So if you
back on
jump over to
Twitch.
Twitch and search for Pixels Cafe, you can follow him there. And if you've got your Amazon Prime connected to Twitch, you can give him 1 free subscription. You don't have to pay anything, but he gets money from Amazon. And yeah,
if you
follows all.
if you do subscribe, or you get to a 3-month subscription, if you love me that much, you get a little coffee cup that's themed after video game characters in the Twitch chat. It's fun.
I think I have that.
You should have that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Twitch.com. Twitch.tv/Pixels Cafe. Come say hi.
And all of us will be on our personal Instagrams and Facebooks and whatnot. So if you want to get them, everything I've just talked about is in the description down below. So if you're on iTunes or on Spotify, just jump down there, hit those links, follow us and everything, see what we're up to during these crazy fun times. And yeah, just watch some movies and have a great time watching movies.
Thank you so much for listening, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back next week with another exciting installment of the Meandering Movie Podcast.
Peace out.
Bye.
Music is life.
I thought you weren't going to say that.
It's Meandering Movies, listening to Gary, Ryan, and Gavin. It's all about films, but goes off course. Will there be arguments? Of course, 'cause everyone knows their lives are dull and they have nothing else to talk about.